All right, welcome back, folks, to hashtag AskGSM here today for January 26, 2016. Yes, we are a day removed from Monday. It's been a great week in wrestling. I'm glad we held off until after all to film this today. It's a pretty big episode, but for the second time ever, we're making history here today, people. We're being joined by @RJ_Marceau, RJ Marceau on the Twitter. RJ, how you doing today?
Doing good today, Graham.
We had you on last month, the day after, or 2 days rather. It was on a Tuesday too.
Yep.
Right after TLC. Today, the Tuesday after Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
You're always on the big episodes.
I'm on the big episodes.
Might have to make it a monthly thing to have RJ on the post-pay-per-view episodes of hashtag SGSM.
All right. If you need me, I'll be here.
The people clamor for it. Bring it on.
The people's champ.
People's champ. We got a lot of positive feedback in the last time we had you on the episode, about a month and a half ago. Looking forward to today's episode. No video today. We're just doing audio just because I have like 4 classes. I get swamped on Mondays now. So I gotta rush this a little bit and put it up on Tuesdays. But post Royal Rumble episode, post Raw episode, pretty good week in wrestling.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
I'd say it's pretty good.
What's RJ's 2 cents? Royal Rumble, Raw.
The Royal Rumble was good. I didn't like Triple H winning, but that's another rant for another day.
Yeah.
And Raw was pretty good, I thought. So
Lucha Underground come back tomorrow.
yeah, you gotta
Miedo.
call Doc Wiley, get El Rey Network up.
I wish. I would love to watch El Rey Network here, but unfortunately I have to wait until Wednesday night, so rather Thursday mornings to watch on the goddamn stream. But anyway, guys, if you want to send in a question to hashtag AskGSM, you can tweet me on the Twitter at WrestleRain with the hashtag AskGSM. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Graham.GSM.Matthews, or leave a comment on this very video. So moving forward here, first question from Captain Sunshine, who always sends in a bunch of questions. I apologize, I can't answer them all, because it probably won't have enough time to film going forward. I can only, if you guys send in 10 questions, I can't answer them all. I'm sorry, I love you guys' questions, but I can't answer every single one. So I got one question from Captain Sunshine here today.
Correct.
From the YouTube. Excuse me, RJ?
I said, what a prick.
Turning heel here on hashtag. Their question was, when Sin Cara returns from injury, should WWE just make the character a joke failure? That's not a bad idea. I think it might have been you. It was either you or John. Somebody said to me recently that Sin Cara, they've put so much into the character. I think it was you. They've put so much into the character because it's been a flop. It debuted 5 years ago. That they're not going to get rid of it because they sell merchandise off of it. Not like people buy the masks anyway, but they've put so much time into this. They've invested so much time. I feel like they're not going to get rid of it. So, I mean, they could keep it around as a joke failure. I would just like to see them do away with the character altogether. It's not like Hunico's a valuable asset to the roster, but I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
It definitely wasn't me talking about Sin Cara. I could care less about Sin Cara.
But I know you said we could keep him around just because he's been around for so long. And it just, I don't know.
I don't know. Honestly, if he comes back, I just get rid of him. Like you said, they did invest a ton of time into him and the whole character, but it's been a huge, major flop. So I say just scrap the character and let Kalisto go on his own.
Especially during his first year here. 2011 was the Sin Cara year, but He got injured, he botched, he got injured again, he got suspended.
Wellness policy, yep.
Yep. The 2011 was the rise and fall, if there ever was a rise to begin with of Sin Cara. So I would just get rid of the character. I love Lucha Dragons, but Kalisto, new United States champ.
Better by himself. I don't think Sin Cara's doing anything for his stock, so I say just get rid of the Sin Cara character altogether.
The only thing that we had Sin Cara around for was that tag team to build up Kalisto.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long-term thing for Kalisto. We said that from the start, that because they're together, they're only going to be around together for the interim.
Yep. Now
Now that they've run their course, they've already gone for the tag titles, they lost, Kalisto's U.S. champion. No real reason to keep him around. Get rid of Sin Cara. Frankishire 15. Should Jack Swagger and Mark Henry continue teaming up? RJ?
No. I don't know who's in a worse predicament, Swagger or Henry. Probably Swagger, because Henry's about to hang up the boots. But
probably get a nice little push on the way out.
Yeah, it wasn't even worth them teaming because they both got tossed in 20 seconds in the Rumble. So it was good for I guess it was good for who they put together, but I feel instead of putting just them 2 random people together, put 2 random good people together. Yeah. Remember when they used to put Orton and Edge together and had those teams? Start doing that with people and start wasting them. But I guess if you have nothing else, no other teams, I guess Chuck, Swagger, and Henry together. But I don't think they should team anymore.
People with good chemistry, Jack Swagger and Mark Henry have no chemistry on paper. It's just random. It's just Mark Henry and Jack Swagger. Swagger was relevant for, what am I looking for here, RJ?
Cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, RJ was relevant for last month. And the U.S. title picture. And then Mark Henry, like you said, I feel like he might get a nice little push in the way up, maybe win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal by a long shot. But other than that, I don't see why not. I wouldn't care if they. I'll say this: if they did continue to team up, I honestly just don't give a shit about like either guy. So if they continue to team, whatever. It's another team to the division, but it's not like they're going to save the tag team division by teaming up. I mean, the division's fine by itself, but I honestly don't really care either way. A second question, Fastlane match card predictions. So a couple down I put here, a couple matches I put down here. I put, obviously, what they already announced, Reigns, Ambrose, and Lesnar. Another three-way for the Divas title, Charlotte, Lynch, and Sasha. They could always save that till WrestleMania and then do Charlotte and Sasha at Fastlane. I'd rather have it the other way around, but who knows. Styles, Jericho, maybe another rematch. I feel like they're going to do New Day Usos again just based off what we saw on Raw, so I put that down here too for the tag titles. Honestly, I don't know what else they do with the rest of the guys. Like, I don't know what Owens will be up to or Kalisto. Maybe they put those two together. I feel like that's a non-win predicament right now, so I wouldn't do that. But other than that, I don't know what else they do at Fastlane. RJ, any other ideas for what we could see at the February pay-per-view?
I think you have them all down there. I'm trying to think. Maybe Kalisto. I don't know who you do with Kalisto. I think him and Del Rey have kind of run the course.
I just put down matches that were built, that it looked like they were building to on Monday.
I was going to say IC title match, but Ambrose is in the number one contendership. I don't know. You got them all pretty much down. Maybe New Day and someone else. I think the Usos kind of got their chance. But
yeah, I feel that way too, yeah.
They had teased tension. So I like them all. I think Styles and Jericho would definitely probably happen. And the triple threat would be good too. Either that or WrestleMania would be fine with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you could do Styles, Jericho, and Ambrose, or rather Styles, Jericho, and Owens in a triple threat number one contenders match. The winner faces Ambrose at WrestleMania for the belt. But the only reason with that is that we already have, by that card, we have already two other triple threats. I feel like doing another one. You might as well just name the pay-per-view like triple threat. Like Fatal 4-Way a couple of years ago, which pooped out. It was a bomb. But anyway, I'd be fine with that. Styles Jericho rematch is good. They could do Styles Owens. They teased that. Maybe they save that until WrestleMania. Who knows? But either way, I'm looking forward to Fastlane. I didn't really like last year. I thought last year's pay-per-view was entertaining. It wasn't a great show. But I guess we'll see. I mean, that's always kind of the
It's very predictable. That's
very predictable, yeah.
This one is too. We know Reigns will win.
Yeah. A lot of these matches are predictable, but at least it's building to even a bigger WrestleMania. That was kind of the purpose. That's always been the purpose of the February pay-per-views. The first KFC via YouTube as well. Who should AJ Styles feud with? RJ, who should he feud with in WWE? I don't know if you're saying right now or just
now
in general.
Or in general.
Both.
I'd say now I have like Owens or Jericho or Ambrose. I think a fail 4 at WrestleMania would be sweet between all four of them.
How should I book it?
Future, Cena, Rollins, but definitely. Maybe Lesnar. I don't know if they do that, but Lesnar, Triple H, Sami Zayn,
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor would be cool.
Writes itself.
Yoshitatsu. I don't know. Those, like I said, pretty much any big name star would be cool to see him feud with. But right now, I'd say like Jericho, Ambrose, or Owens.
Agreed. I don't think they're going to call up Balor in time for a match at WrestleMania. I got a new article coming up. HiddenRemote.com coming up this weekend. 10 phenomenal feuds for AJ Styles in WWE. So look for that on the weekend. I'll have my full answer as to who I would love to see him up against coming up this weekend. So that's the abbreviated answer, though. Should Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, or rather, should Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens happen at this year's WrestleMania? Based off what we saw on Raw, I was kind of waiting for Zayn to come out after Owens and who did he face? Dolph Ziggler. Didn't happen. So I don't think he's getting called up unless he gets called up the night after Fastlane, like officially, which isn't completely out of the question. I don't know what he's doing to take over Dallas. I mean, on NXT this Wednesday, we have the triple threat with Corbin, Balor, Corbin, Joe, and Zayn. Number one contenders match. I don't know who wins that. I don't read spoilers. We'll find out on Wednesday. We'll find out tomorrow. I guess there's a chance. I would love to see it. I mean, I booked that match a year ago, and I did my WrestleMania, my dream card for the IC title. It wouldn't be over the championship, obviously, but it would still be a great match just because they have so much history. I'm not banking on it. I feel like we are going to get Styles and Owens, or the 4-way that RJ predicted with Ambrose and Jericho for the IC title. But either way, I feel like if it's not going to happen at WrestleMania, it will happen at some point sooner rather than later. It all depends on whether Sami Zayn is getting called up or not. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see over the next couple weeks. So, RJ, would you want to see that match at WrestleMania, and do you think it will happen at WrestleMania 32?
I would like to see it, but I say WrestleMania 33 would be better.
Oh, okay. So wait a little over a year.
He's not really on the main roster yet, so I'd say wait for Zayn to kind of get around, and then they can kind of go back to that feud. You don't have to rush it right now.
You don't have to rush it. That's one of those feuds, a lot like Ambrose Rollins to me. Triple H and Shawn Michaels was the same thing. Stretch it out over a period of time. Slow burn, and it never gets old. You could put him in a No Holds Barred, Hell in the Cell, 3 Stages of Hell. What else do they have together? Ladder match, no disqualification, lumberjack with Ambrose and Rollins. Put them in any setting, and they always have great matches, and the feud never gets old. And their third question here, were you disappointed with no legends in this year's Royal Rumble match?
What do you mean? AJ Styles, then he's a legend.
Yeah, technically, you can classify him as a legend. Were you disappointed?
No, I wasn't. I think it's good that they focused on. Well, even though Triple H won, I was gonna say they kind of focused on the younger guys and kind of give other people a spotlight. Cool Hacksaw. I like Hacksaw and DDP, but come on, them coming in for a minute and getting tossed, it's kind of a waste of time, honestly. But I think it was good I just liked it how it was. Like you said, the jobbers were limited, and if they were, and they kind of got tossed quick, they focused on the main people. So I like that.
Yeah, I was fine with no legends. I mean, we did get surprises. We didn't get legends, but we got surprises with, as you said, AJ Styles. I mean, it's been predicted for weeks. Same thing with Triple H, but they were surprises.
And Sami Zayn.
And Sami Zayn making his, Royal Rumble debut, tossing out Owens in logical fashion. That's what I like about these Rumble matches. Stories. We had a story there with Owens and Zayn. It was great. Kane even came back after about a month away. Not like it mattered much, but he is Mr. Royal Rumble after all, so... And that was cool. So, yeah, I was fine with no legends. We don't have to have Hacksaw Jim Duggan or fucking... I love the Boogeyman. I'll mark out if, Rene Dupree came back. And like I told you last week, I would love to see someone like that back. I'm always happy to see a return, but I think the returns that we got in this year's Rumble, every one of them made sense. Styles made his debut. Mm-hmm. Not many people can say they made their WWE debut in the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn tossed out Owens, and Triple H won the whole thing. Yep. And Kane, it's his match, so it made sense. Next question here. From Andre G, moving forward to the Facebook questions. Do you think TNA should focus more on getting new talent instead of having all their attention on older guys? That's a great question. I mean, people have asked me before here on this platform, what the issues are with TNA. I feel like this is one of the many issues they have, is that they focus on... I mean, I had a whole discussion about this today with someone on Twitter about how they have good talent, like EC3. They got the wrestling talent, but they don't have any household names. Other than Kurt Angle, who's leaving, and the Hardy Boys, and Jeff Hardy sadly re-signed today. It was very sad to see that. I would love to see him back in WWE. But other than that, they have no household names. Like EC3, great wrestler, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to that TNA house show to see EC3. Other than, fucking the Hardy Boys and Kurt Angle, no one's going to these shows. They're not going to bring up live event attendance, So absolutely. I mean, you could always give the argument that, oh, WWE's stealing TNA's talent. Yeah, but because they're using them right. Look at Joe. Aries and Styles are all in WWE. We had James Storm for a cup of coffee late last year. We have all these guys from TNA coming over, but they're not in the main event for the most part. It's not like the Dudley Boys are destroying everyone when TNA takes WWE talent more often than not. It's a very convoluted issue, but bottom line, yes, they should focus on new talent, but they need to establish them as household names. Because, now that they don't have Hogan and fucking Jeff Jarrett, Sting, all these other guys that hit the hay or went back to WWE, this is what happens. I mean, WWE can focus. I mean, they should be focusing on young talent too, but they can afford... to not focus on them as much, if that makes any sense, because they're fucking WWE, they're not going to die, or at least anytime soon. So they can afford to do that. As much as we criticize it, TNA cannot afford to, lose as many household names. So I feel like that's, a primary issue with this company. So RJ, do you feel like they need to focus more on new talent?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's any company. If if WWE just keeps holding on to these same people and they don't keep making new stars, then no one's gonna care. But they have the talent that people care enough that even if they're not in the huge spotlight, that people will still go to see them. You like Kevin Owens, but he's not the WWE champion. I'll still go to the TD Garden and go see Kevin Owens wrestle.
Exactly.
Or stuff like that, like the New Day, and they have all these teams or people that you like, so it's that brings you in. For TNA, it's kind of like the Hardys, and Kurt Angle, they're only really like known people that were kind of bringing people to TNA anyways, and they need them to kind of not job out, but like give like you're putting all they need to put over other people.
Yeah.
Like EC3 was cool and like he has undefeated streak, but he just lost to Matt Hardy. It's not like he lost to like
Drew Galloway
Rockstar Spud or someone that was newer.
Yep.
He lost to a veteran that
didn't need the win. Yeah.
And there was all of that whole World Series crap that I didn't have to see, so thank God. But like you said, they need to focus on younger guys, make them a household name before all these old timers leave, and then you kind of get stuck with these random people that no one really care about.
Yeah, absolutely agreed.
Like imagine if Kurt Angle and the Hardys left right now.
They'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Angle is leaving. I mean, but the Hardy Boys, if they didn't re-sign, they are already fucked. But I mean, if Jeff Hardy did not re-sign, they have no stars. Like, they would have no power. Like, no, what's the word I'm looking for? No draw, I guess?
Yeah.
Or, like, or leverage, rather, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like, when they leverage for a new network, like, we have Jeff Hardy. That's what kept them on Spike for as long as they were there. Like, the reason they got canceled off Spike, Hogan's gone. Not like he did anything beneficial for TNA to begin with, but he's a household name. You know what I mean? Like, people know Hulk Hogan. He didn't do anything he didn't do jack squat to
help
promote
them.
TNA. Exactly, to promote TNA. But, yeah, I mean, they have nobody. So if they didn't have Jeff Hardy, they'd probably be off Pop TV by next year. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true. Who do you see Austin Aries feuding with first, RJ? Pretty obvious, but...
Samoa Joe.
Really?
I see Samoa Joe.
You think that's going to be his first feud?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to go with Baron Corbin. Did you see the attack? Baron Corbin attacked Austin Aries.
I didn't see that.
Oh, that's why I put down Baron Corbin.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No.
Was it at when he debuted?
Yeah, when he was making he walked down the ramp and he attacked him and he delivered End of Days on the ground.
Oh, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Really?
Where's some come out?
You just saw the entrance,
Yeah.
yeah. The little entrance, yeah. But
I don't like spoilers.
I don't like spoilers either. Someone spoiled it. Me. It was in the video. I watched the full video on YouTube and I didn't see the whole debut. I just saw Corbin come down and beat the shit out of him.
Why he beat the shit out of him? Is there
I don't know. I guess they're going to be having a match in Dallas at TakeOver, which is fun. It's not like Austin Aries got buried his first night in. Corbin needs the rub anyway. That's a good match. I like Joe and Aries is sexy. Like, they've done that before in TNA, and it was a really good match. They never really had those two go one-on-one, like in a real feud.
Yep.
They had a great match at Slammiversary, I think, in 2012, but I like Aries Joe. I like that a lot, actually, but Aries Corbin, I feel like, will be the first feud. Who do you see AJ Styles facing at WrestleMania? Kevin Owens, or like RJ said, a four-way for the IC title. I know a lot of people are holding out hope for like a Daniel Bryan. I honestly do not see that happening. I've told you this before. If he wasn't going to come back last night or at the Rumble, and he's not coming back at all, or at least anytime soon. But yeah, probably Kevin Owens. Like I said, Owens makes the most sense after what we saw at the Rumble. Or Jericho would be cool, or a multi-man match for the IC title. So yeah, Styles, or unless, Cena comes back in time, but if he did, they would put him with Taker, and you can hold off on the match maybe until next year or something. But yeah, probably Kevin Owens. RJ?
I'd say Owens with a four-way.
Yeah. Either way, I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if he faced, I feel like the Social Outcasts or something, which obviously, hopefully he won't. I mean, you never know. But I'd be excited. If he faced a fucking broom at WrestleMania, take my money, Vince. Take my pesos. Take my pesos. Do you see Daniel Bryan returning to wrestle for WWE or a different company? Same question. I said this in my bold predictions article for Hidden Remote. I feel like he will leave WWE in 2016. I love Daniel Bryan. I'm not saying I want to see it come true. I just feel like I get the feeling that he's not going to wrestle again for WWE. I mean, I know all the times he's been cleared is leverage for like, maybe they're right, maybe we will clear him, but if he hasn't been cleared by now, it's been fucking 7-8 months, then he will never be cleared, or at least anytime soon. So, and if he's going to wrestle, so if he's not going to wrestle for WWE, he's going to go elsewhere. He's going to wrestle in Ring of Honor, or I'm not going to say TNA, that'd be a joke. So Ring of Honor or the indie scene or something like that. He's going to wrestle again, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like he will leave WWE. I hope I'm wrong though.
I want to say he's going to stay, but like I said, he's got like cleared by like $100 and nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to say no. It hurts to say, but I'm going to say, I'm not going to keep my hopes up and just keep hoping he's coming back. So if he does, it's great, but I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't think he'll come back. I think he'll stay with the company, but I don't think he'll wrestle anymore.
I feel like his health status has been the same since June.
Yep.
It's not like he's recovering. He's been the same. He's sitting at home 100% healthy. I know he's had concussion issues. But it goes back, I think I've said this before, and it's not really getting enough attention, but Corey Graves, he retired because he had concussion issues, right? And they forced him to do a commentator role. And Daniel Bryan has said before, they've approached me with agent roles, to be a commentator, to be a trainer, and I said no because I want to fucking wrestle. He didn't say fucking, but it's basically what he's saying, because he wants to wrestle. So it'd be a double standard. They won't let Corey Graves wrestle just because Daniel Bryan is a bigger name than him. You're going to let him wrestle, but not Corey Graves? It makes no sense. So I feel like he won't wrestle again. It hurts me to say that.
Maybe Corey Graves didn't get cleared by other doctors.
That's true. Got the leverage.
Yeah, there's the leverage right there.
That's true. We'll have to wait and see. Yes.
God.
But if he does retire, at least you could say you saw him win the WWE World Heavyweight title live.
I did.
You did. Next question, Mark S. from the Facebook. Who do you see as the next challengers for the New Day's tag team titles? I'd probably say, like I said, the Usos, just because they furthered that feud on Raw. Other than them, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could do a multi-team match. I know that's like the de facto answer because we've seen them at WrestleMania for the last 10 years. I just want to see like Dudley's win back the belts at Mania, or maybe you keep them on the New Day longer. Enzo and Cass gotta be called up soon. I mean, American Alpha, they're down in NXT for a little while. I'd be fine with that. As far as these guys go, I mean, Enzo and Cass have been down in NXT for like a decade, so I'd call them up tonight at the WrestleMania. RJ, any teams on the horizon you see challenging the New Day for the tag team titles?
Enzo and Cass, American Alpha. I don't know. Like I said, I think the tag team division is pretty bad right now.
It's not dead. I just feel like
we've dead, but like the Usos have run the course. The Dudleys have their time. They haven't really done anything. Like they have the Wyatt family, but they really haven't done anything with them.
You said in your article, like
I think they should
Harper
push
and
Harper
Rowan,
and Rowan, but they haven't done anything with them. They're
great series of tag teams and matches in 2014.
When I went to Money in the Bank 2014, they had a great match with the Usos.
Yeah, amazing. One of the best matches of the year.
Falls, right? I think
that was Battleground.
Battleground, but
yeah,
still,
that was great.
Oh, match,
Jesus,
though,
great match.
They should just do something like, instead of just feeding the Usos down our throats, we see them so much that give other people a try. Like it's. The Usos, we've seen the Usos in the main event for like 2 years.
I agree. No, more than that, like 3 years. Yeah, they're like the Page. They're like the Page of the tag team division.
Yeah, they are.
I love Page. I love the
too.
Usos, but we've just seen them so much. Yeah. Like, give us new women.
Cena in the WWE Championship.
Cena, Page, Usos. Give us someone new. At least Cena has not gone for the title in like a year and a half, other than SummerSlam. But before that. Other than that, he hasn't been in the title picture for like 2 years, which is good. Yeah. Paige and Usos, though, need to take a step back. Yep. And that's why the Divas division is flourishing right now. We have Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte. 3 fresh faces going for the belt. Great chemistry. A feud that I give a shit about. I'm giving a shit towards this feud. It's all fresh faces, and the matches are going to be great. Hopefully they do the same thing with the tag team division pretty soon. Were you surprised by the lack of past stars in this year's Royal Rumble? We already kind of talked about that. How do you think Roman Reigns' performance was handled in the Royal Rumble? RJ, what do you think about Roman Reigns entering at number 1, lasting almost an hour in the Rumble, being gone for almost half of it? How did you feel he was handled in the Rumble?
I didn't like it, honestly. I thought it wasn't, I'm not going to say stupid, but just like, if Vince McMahon was so worried about Roman Reigns winning, why wouldn't you just have the League of Nations go in the ring and then throw him out? Instead of just pulling him out underneath the rope and then beating him up. Then he inevitably was going to come back. You had to know that.
Yeah.
And then he came back, almost won, but it's just like it doesn't it's one versus all. They stacked the odds against him, but then they took him out, which he came back eventually. So it kind of helped him in a way because he was in the match for half an hour. But I didn't like the way they booked it.
No, I didn't like it either. I didn't think it was. I don't know. I'm not going to say it was terrible. Like, it could have been far worse. Like, it could have eliminated everybody in the Rumble. But I just thought it was dumb. I absolutely agree. They had him taken out for half the match. You knew he was coming back. And then when he came back, Triple H came out. It was very predictable the way it played out. Not that it was a bad thing. Just Roman Reigns did not win over any fans by coming back halfway through the match, or towards the end of the match, rather. The crowd booed him relentlessly. I was surprised. I thought he was not going to get heavily cheered, but... He's from Florida. That didn't really seem to make a difference. They just shat all over him in the Rumble. They popped huge when he got eliminated. That was pretty great. So, I was not really a fan of how he was handled in the Rumble. I was happy, though. I was happy with the ending. I was very happy with how they did Triple H and Dean. Although it was pretty obvious Triple H was winning, there was that shred of hope, like, he might win. Ambrose could win if Reigns comes back and helps him win. They could have very easily done a repeat of last year when it came down to fucking the Big Show and Kane and Roman Reigns and Rusev. Like, by that point, you know who's winning. At least in this case, like, Dean might win. You know, there's someone there that for the fans to rally behind. So I thought that was really good. Next question. I read recently that Tyler Breeze might not be getting a push on the main roster. I think he is very talented. What is your opinion on Tyler Breeze? I think he's very talented too. He's a great talent. I mean, RJ and I have sung his praises for a long time now. We're going back months here. You know, even before his main roster push. We've been very, you know, you got a Tyler Breeze shirt.
Yeah.
Get Tyler Breeze shirt. The guy's a great talent. He's been fucking buried. I mean, I hate to say the word. I use it very, very rarely, but the guy's been fucking buried. Like, he came in, not like a house of fire, but he had that feud of Dolph Ziggler that wasn't bad. It just, they didn't really do anything with it. The matches were fine. He lost in the end. He's not even on TV. He's on Main Event Superstars every week, losing to fucking Jack Swagger. So, not that his career is over or he's damaged goods. It's just the guy's a great wrestler, and just because he's not producing results, you know, a few weeks in, Vince sours on him immediately and just puts him right back on Superstars. So that's Vince's motto and why you should not, you know, leave power. But basically why you should leave power, because his philosophy with building stars has never been, or at least in recent years, has not been very successful. But anyway, his way of seeing who a star is and what makes a star in 2016. But yeah, what's your opinion of Tyler Breeze right now, RJ?
Just send him back down to NXT, honestly. Vince ain't going to do anything with him, so why waste the good talent? Send him down to NXT and he could have great matches with Austin Aries. I think he already feuded with Joe, right? Or he faced Joe, I think.
He faced Joe right before he left. I think he lost to him, but they didn't have a feud, though.
But still, just bring him back down to NXT. I'd rather see him on NXT.
Give him the NXT title.
I don't even care if he doesn't do that. Just do something. It's better than, I'd rather see him on NXT than see him on Superstars. No, I won't even see him because I don't watch Superstars.
Yeah, exactly. I'd
rather not seeing him at all. So exactly. I'd say go back to NXT.
I agree. Next question. What past wrestlers would you have liked to see in the Royal Rumble? Kind of get this question quite a bit. I put Scott Steiner here. You know, I know Dolph Ziggler teased that. I know Scott Steiner's not the most popular superstar in the world. RJ is not a fan. But I would have marked out if we heard holler if you hear me. Just because they've never seen Steiner in WWE before, I thought it'd be cool. Other than that, it wasn't really like, oh man, I would die to see this person in the Rumble. Other than Styles, you know, I've always said Angle or Punk or the Hardys. Punk's in the UFC, the Hardys and Angle are in TNA, so we knew that wasn't going to happen. You know, other than Scott Steiner, who they got my hopes up for at the last minute with Dolph Ziggler's, you know, obviously a lie of a tweet, which was fun. He was just revving the fans. There really wasn't anyone other than maybe Batista, maybe a one-off or a run and going into WrestleMania. Who knows? But yeah, either Steiner or Batista. Anyone that you hope to see? Any past wrestlers other than Rene Dupree pop up in the Royal Rumble?
I'd like to see Carlito. I really liked Carlito, so I'd go with Carlito and Billy Kidman. Always go with Billy Kidman. I love Billy Kidman.
I like Billy Kidman.
I'd go Carlito and Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman. I'd like to see Shelton Benjamin in the
Shelton Benjamin, too. I was trying to think of other people.
No.
Shelton Benjamin would be really cool, too.
Morrison, Benjamin, and Carlito were rumored for the Rumble a couple years ago. Did not come to fruition. I was very disappointed. But I know Morrison's in Lucha Underground, so that's not happening. But Benjamin would be nice. I don't think he's doing much these days. Kind of hanging low. He was in Ring of Honor at one point, but he left. So, ain't no stop me. Nuh-uh. It'd be great.
Which theme, though? The Gold Standard one?
Gold Standard. Or the old one would be fine, too.
I hate the Gold Standard, like, you can walk the man. Like,
yeah, remixed. Yeah, not as good. Not as good. Gonna check out the theme right now. Gotta look it up. But, yeah, Shelton Benjamin or Scott Steiner for me. At Cody Collier at 37 via the Twitter. Moving into the Twitter questions now. Do you think Sami Zayn will face Kevin Owens at NXT TakeOver Dallas or WrestleMania 32? Honestly, like I said before, I don't think either. You know, I feel like we're getting AJ Styles and Owens or, you know, a four-way with him, Jericho and Ambrose. So, and Styles too. So, I don't think either. I don't think they're going to bring back down Owens back down to NXT just due to the match. I think Sami Zayn's going to face like fucking... I don't know. I feel like if they're going to do that match, it would be at WrestleMania. They would bring Zayn up to the main roster before they would bring Owens back down to NXT. Yeah. He's not doing... You know he's going to be at Mania. He's not doing what he did at SummerSlam where he wrestles on Saturday and on Sunday. He's not doing that again because at least back then he was wrapping up his NXT run. So I don't think either, but if anything, I would love to see it at WrestleMania.
I say neither too, but it'd probably be WrestleMania over NXT.
Yeah, I agree with what you said before. Probably WrestleMania 33. Down the line, I agree. Plant the seeds. Plant the seeds. Like it. Long-term booking for Mr. Marceau. Hashtag book it. At 450, Amanda Splash. If it were up to you, who would you have been the 4 out of 5 or the final 4 or 5 guys in the Royal Rumble? And who would you have had win the whole thing? So, for me, I put down here Lesnar, Reigns, Triple H, and Bray Wyatt. I left out Styles because I liked the way that he was eliminated. And if any of these guys took out Styles, if any of these guys took out Styles, I feel like it wouldn't have been as cool. Owens is like one of the IWC favorites, so it was kind of nice how they did that, how they handled it. You can have Wyatt get taken out by Reigns or something. At least he goes a little farther than he did, or Lesnar takes him out, or whatever. That kind of builds towards their feud. So I feel like those final 4 would have been nice. You could still have who would I have had win? I would have given the belt to Brock Lesnar. Of those 4, I would have given it to Lesnar, and then done Lesnar and fucking Owens at Mania or something like that. But I would have given the belt to Lesnar and have Lesnar, Reigns, Triple H, and Wyatt be my final 4. What about you?
Stick with what I had. I had Lesnar, Reigns, Wyatt, and Strowman. And
you booked that in your article, right?
Yes,
okay.
And I would have had Wyatt win, and he would face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
I like it. I think the final 4 we got wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. It just was so predictable. Triple H was gonna win.
Yeah.
It just feel like people didn't want to they didn't want Reigns to win, but at the same time they didn't really want him to win either.
Yeah, I feel like I told you before, I'd rather have Triple H win than Roman.
It's like
Reigns.
A Big Show and Kane are the last 2.
Pretty
they don't
much.
want Big Show to win, but Kane's as bad as him.
Yeah, just a little bit better, so I'll take Kane.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same thing, as bad of an outcome. At Scarlet1 via Twitter. Did the Reigns 1 versus all focus particularly bother you? It was my biggest fear that in the build-up that it would take away from the rest of the match. I didn't get as annoyed by it as I thought I would, but it still took me out at times. So did that narrative, RJ, for you, the 1 versus all thing, kind of take away from the match for you? Or did it feel like it overshadowed the match?
I think, the whole focus of the match was on Reigns, obviously.
It was, yeah. And the whole match was built. It was called a 1 versus all Rumble match. They announced that. Lillian Garcia called it that, I think. But did that bother you or not really?
It didn't bother me, but I think they kind of overdid the whole 1 versus all slogan or whatever you want to call it. I think it was very overdone. Okay, we get it. Reigns is in by himself. Everyone's trying to beat him. Okay, you don't need to keep shoving 1 versus all down our throat. But it honestly didn't really bother me. But I think it was just like you said. They should have just kept it as a Royal Rumble match. Agreed.
I think, Rumble match for the title. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they should have said, Roman Reigns is going in 1, still Royal Rumble, but then 1 versus all on Raw, and then in the commercials, Roman Reigns is the first ever. It's my goodness, you're being so repetitive.
Yeah, shoving it down our throats. That's what they always do with Reigns. Always have done with Reigns, and probably will continue to do it going forward. But it didn't bother me because I feel like if most of the match, most of the focus was on Reigns, at least towards the beginning and towards the end. But they got a lot of great stories in there that weren't. If it was 1 versus all about Reigns, I would have been annoyed if it was just about Reigns. No other stories, just Reigns. We got a couple good stories with Ambrose and Jericho, Lesnar and the Wyatt family, Owen Styles, Owen Zayn, Owens Ambrose. A couple different good stories there, here and there. People dominating the match. You got Social Outcasts in there. Kane making his Rumble return, Triple H and Reigns. So a couple different stories. So I don't think it really bothered me, as much as it did maybe other people. But no, I didn't think it was that big of an issue. Also, were there any logic gaps you found annoying in the Rumble, or did you not think much about it? The only real logic gap that bothered me was what you said before, that the League of Nations, they spent 10 minutes beating the shit out of Reigns at ringside, but they didn't make sure that he wanted to eliminate him. I know their intent was if we beat the shit out of him, he won't be able to re-enter the match. Ha ha ha. But there's always the off chance, I guess he could recover. At least if they throw him back in the ring and eliminate him, then by that point it's okay, there is 0 chance he gets back into the ring and retains the title. So I thought that was a little dumb. It didn't really bother me though. It wasn't that's such bullshit. It didn't piss me off or anything. That was the only real logic gap that I thought was a little wonky. Was there any logic gaps for you, RJ, that bothered you in the Rumble? Other than that one that you talked about before?
Lesnar not attacking Wyatt and the family after kind of was
they
came in and threw him out. He kind of just got
walked away.
Left.
I thought he was gonna take the steel steps and trash him.
And I think when Reigns got eliminated by Triple H, it was kind of why wouldn't he just go back and beat the shit out of Triple H?
Help Ambrose.
Yeah,
that was
his brother.
His brother, exactly, the brotherhood. It didn't bother me. Like you said, did I think much about it? Not really, but if there were any logic gaps, those were the things that I would nitpick. How was AJ Styles' Rumble performance, and did you think he got enough of his offense in the match?
I thought he did very well, and I think he got... I don't know if he got a lot of offense in, because I did see him getting kind of like beaten around, but like once the people came in, he kind of was like one of the first people they went at. But it's not like his moveset's like outlandish that he's doing all these different moves. He kind of did like the high, like, I don't know, forearm,
elbow, the clothesline, and Pele kick.
Pele kick too, but
Tease Styles Clash.
Yeah, exactly. Tease the Styles Clash. But I thought he did good, and I thought his offense was good enough for what it was.
It was good, yeah. I thought he had a pretty good showing in the Rumble. He wasn't buried. He wasn't tossed, 2 seconds in. He had a great showing. The way he came in, I thought was awesome. And in number 3, the way it was handled. If they just changed the Titantron view and showed us what they showed the live crowd, I am phenomenal. Crowd goes fucking nuts instead of Reigns' reaction. I would have been a little bit happier, but I can't complain. It was an amazing moment. It was a phenomenal moment. I thought he got enough of his offense in. He had a great showing. He lasted about half an hour. And then he got taken out by Kevin Owens, of all people, kind of planting the seeds for a future WrestleMania match. So I thought all around it was great. We got his Raw debut on Monday as well. So finally, who performed the best in the Rumble match and who performed the worst? As in, who got decent time, unlike Tyler Breeze or Mark Henry. Didn't just put in much work and came off uninspired. So we're not including people like Axel and Breeze and Henry because they lasted for a sip of coffee in the Rumble. Best Rumble performances, I put Styles because I thought, great moment. He had a really good showing. And Ambrose, who I thought lasted a lot longer than I thought he would, considering he went through last man standing and then lasted until the final 2. Worst showings, I put down Lesnar. He didn't have a terrible showing. It was just kind of slightly underwhelming, might be the way to describe it, just because he came in, he beat up the Wyatt family only. He didn't really beat up many other people than those guys. And then he got tossed, and then he left, and that was pretty much it. And then Neville didn't really do as much as I thought he would. I mean, the guy's a loser, but based off how WWE thinks that we perceive him. But I thought he'd do a little flippity-doo-dah here and there, but he kind of came off like an afterthought. Like, he did come off like an afterthought, I guess I could say. But anyone in the Rumble for you, RJ, came off, had a great showing, or anyone who didn't have as great of a showing as you thought they would?
I thought, like you said, Styles and Ambrose, definitely. I'm surprised Dolph Ziggler lasted as long as he did.
Okay.
I don't know if he did anything of note, but I know he was one of the last people still left. I don't really remember when he came out either, so that doesn't really help.
28.
Okay, so that's not...
Because that was my number, that's why.
That wasn't saying much, but okay. Styles and Ambrose definitely come to mind. Besides that, I honestly can't think of anyone else that really had like a really good run. Jericho too.
Great run.
Bad, I'd definitely say Lesnar. Ryback, I thought was a joke. He was one of my numbers I picked, and he didn't do that good at all. I'm trying to think who else. There's definitely
Rusev got tossed.
Rusev got tossed in a minute, so I'd go.
What a loser!
I'd say Ryback, Rusev, and Neville.
I know you're not. I know he's talking about, or Scarlett once talking about people who got decent time, but Rusev, I mean, the guy was tossed out in a second.
Minute and
a half. Henry, I mean, I can understand. Same with Jack Swagger. Rusev, I know he's not a threat anymore, but come on, what a joke. Same with Del Rio too. Could not give 2 shits about Del Rio in the Rumble. At Swagzio, how long should Kalisto be U.S. champ, and who should he drop it to? RJ?
Should keep it... Oh, this is actually kind of hard.
I mean, I'll say this. Before you answer, when I was writing down the questions, I'm like, the guy just won the belt. I'm not going to predict now who he's going to drop the belt to. It's like, I could see like the New Day or Charlotte, people who have held their belts for a while. I mean, Kalisto just won the belt, so we're not going to start predicting who he's going to drop it to now. I don't know how long he's going to hold the belt for. For me personally, I'll just say a while. Who we should drop it to? I don't know. Ask me again in 3 months when we get a better look at what the mid-cards are looking like. Because right now it's the road to WrestleMania. You probably won't defend at WrestleMania. So, I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
I think you should keep it obviously longer than he has. Obviously at 1 day. But I'll say a good amount of time. And honestly, I don't know, honestly. I sound like I'm an idiot, but I honestly can't think of anyone.
No, I have the same answer.
I'm trying to think of a heel that would make sense. And
there's not.
I would say Owens would definitely go for the IC championship. I think there's no money in Kalisto versus Owens, honestly.
Not right now, anyway.
Not right now. And Rusev maybe.
Jericho down the line would be a nice feud, not to drop the belt to.
Yeah, like I said, the only other heels I can think of is like Rusev, Sheamus.
League of Nations, yeah.
Them, that's the only I can think of, so...
Miz is incredible. So, hey, they did the match on Raw. I don't know who he's going to drop it to. Neville would be nice, but best of 7 series between those guys would be great, but they got to give us a reason to care about Neville first before they could do that. But that would be something...
on TV in weeks.
He was in the Rumble. Was he on Raw? No, he wasn't on Raw. He hasn't been on Raw in a long time.
I think he was on SmackDown.
No, he was on that 8-man tag team match a couple weeks ago when he pinned Breeze. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
How do you forget? Yeah, that shitty match, yeah.
Yeah, so, maybe Neville, but other than that, I have no idea. Should Tyler Breeze go back to NXT? Yes. I mean, you said it before. Absolutely. Yes. At WWE pay-per-view game, or PPV game, were you disappointed that only Axel was in the Rumble from the Outcast? Not sure if you're a fan. Not really. I told RJ yesterday, I thought it was good they only had one Outcast in there. If they had all 4 of them, it's like, it's not really necessary. We got a bunch of jobbers. That would have made it even worse if we had all 4 guys in there. I love the Social Outcasts, and they're really good. They're intriguing, to me anyway, at least they have been for the past month. But no, I thought Axel, if any member of the Outcast should have been in there, it was Axel, considering he won it, quote unquote, last year, his whole story. Thought it was good. Was in there for a couple minutes. Didn't really need to see anyone else in there other than him. So yeah, I thought it was good.
I said less jobbers the better. If I had to see anyone, it would be Bo. I love Bo. Bo Rider, but
you're a believer?
I'm a Bo Rider. But besides that, him only being the only one didn't really bother me.
No, I agreed. At Bradford R, what did you think of AJ Styles' theme song the WWE gave him, and would you like to see him feud with Chris Jericho? RJ?
I like his feud. I like his new theme song, but it should be Phenomenal by Eminem.
I am phenomenal.
It fits him perfectly. But I like the DMX song that he has, so I'm not going to complain about that. And I would like to see him feud with Jericho because I think that's the route they're going to take right now.
Hey, it's no Get Ready to Fly, but it's a nice substitute.
It is.
Pretty damn good. They can't buy the rights to Get Ready to Fly. They would never give credit to TNA for that.
No.
By Dale Oliver of TNA, so I'm fine. Still, very good theme. I thought the way they handled it, like I said before, was great. Feud with Jericho. I'm on board. I think the match was good. Beats him clean. Teases tension afterwards with planting the seeds for a Jericho heel turn. Yeah. Did you plant the seeds today?
Yeah.
Did you water the seeds?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I think that's a good feud. Do that at Mania or Fastlane. Love it. Given his appearance in the Rumble, will Sami Zayn be moved up to the main roster permanently? What are you thinking?
No, he'll stay down until after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I feel like if they were going to bring him up, he would have been on Raw.
Yeah.
I know Raw was focused on building towards the Fastlane main event. Maybe that's why he wasn't on. Because Owens, that's why he beat Ziggler, was to build momentum towards the Fastlane main event. So maybe if he shows up next week, I could see him being moved up permanently. But it looks like he's going to be down in NXT for a while. He was all over the recent tapings in Orlando, right before the Rumble. So I feel like he's going to be on NXT until Dallas, in Texas. So I don't know what they're going to do. But, yeah, I feel like he'll probably be moved up right after WrestleMania or right after WrestleMania. Maybe not right now. And finally, final question of the day here from @Bradford R. Do you think Paige will be involved in the Divas title picture come WrestleMania?
No.
I don't think she should be. I don't think she will be. I think it's just having it be the 3 women that we currently have. Either you do a triple threat or one-on-one. I do not need to see a 4-way. I do not need to see Paige and Charlotte. I do not need to see Paige and Sasha again. If you do Paige and Becky on one part of the show, like, they're not going to do 2 women's matches on the same show. Hey, maybe they could. Who knows? But maybe I'm not giving them enough credit. I feel like I am, but just because given WWE's track record, we're lucky if we get one women's match on the card for WrestleMania. But if they do Paige and Becky and then Charlotte and Sasha, take my money. Would love to see it.
4-way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see a 4-way. I think it'd be good. Do it. Hey, maybe Bayley gets called up and they do a 4-way with her. That would be amazing. But I don't see that happening either. That's the one exception. Just the one reason we've only had one Divas title defense at WrestleMania ever since the title wasn't, innovated in 2008. The title means nothing anyway, not like it matters, but I'm fucking sick of the lumberjill matches, bras and panties, cat fights, fucking tag teams, 10 women, 8 women, invitationals. All the women, fucking, it's garbage. I don't want to see it. The tag team match last year was decent, but it wasn't like WrestleMania caliber, It was like Raw caliber, so.
It was better than most even matches.
It was. Absolutely. It was one of the best women's matches of WrestleMania in years, and that's not saying much, but it is. Or it was. But I just really want a one-on-one match. Our first one-on-one standard singles, not counting fucking lumberjills and shit like that. Dating back to fucking WrestleMania 22 or whatever. So I'd be fine with that. But hopefully we get our first Divas title match in about 10 years.
Fine with that.
Standard, not fucking lumberjill or anything like that.
If there's Jills, Divas, whatever the hell's going on.
Maria Menounos,
I could care less.
Snooki,
Yep,
garbage.
Love Snooki.
You love that match?
I love that match.
Love that WrestleMania, right?
Favorite one.
WrestleMania 27. We'll be watching that tonight only on the WWE Network. So that's it, folks. Hashtag AskGSM. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, obviously. We got audio here today. Hopefully we're back to video next Monday. My class schedule is just crazy on Monday, so we'll see what I can do and we can pull out for next week. But in the meantime, in the between time, be sure to send in your questions. Tweet me on the Twitter at WrestleRant with hashtag AskGSM. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Grim.GSM. Leave a comment on the post I usually put up on Sunday nights or the wall itself. And be sure to leave a comment on this very video. I'll be sure to include your comment in next week's video. So before we go off the air for the second time ever, RJ, thank you for joining me on hashtag AskGSM.
Thanks for having me.
First time in 2016.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big year. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be big.
Already on par with 2015 for me. Already.
Okay, it's a month in.
It's been a big month.
I'm not going to give it too much credit yet.
I'm ready. Fingers crossed. I'm the optimist here. PMA, baby.
Positive.
Positive attitude. Positive mental attitude. Feeling 2016 can be a big year for wrestling. I'm looking forward to it. But plug the Twitter. Anything else you got going on?
I'll save that for WrestleRant.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'll do it. You guys can find him on the Twitter. Follow him there at RJ_Marceau. Check out his articles on nexteraWrestling.net where you're watching this on YouTube, but the video is also up on Next Era Wrestling. Check out the website, nexteraWrestling.net for RJ's 2 cents. A lot of great articles up from RJ in the last couple of weeks. Pumping out the articles over spring break, or winter break, rather. A lot of great ones. The Royal Rumble one, the latest one he did, was really good. How it will validate the future of WWE.
I didn't do that, so.
It did part of it. A little bit. Check it out. Did it or did it not? Check out the article and find out for yourself. Did it? Don't give him the answer. Got to read the article first.
Yeah, read the article, please.
Read the article, and then we'll give you the answer. So that's it, folks. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for RJ Marceau. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and we'll catch you, folks,
down the road.
Love it.